Dear students, today we are studying the electron theory of paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials. And according to the electron theory of magnetism, in an atom, the electron is supposed to revolve around the nucleus and also it spins about its own axis. And both the revolution and the spinning of electron gives rise to a magnetic moment. Because electron is a charged particle in motion produces a magnetic field. And hence, the resultant magnetic moment of the atom will be the vector sum of the orbital magnetic moment and the spin magnetic moment. And in the case of paramagnetic material, consider the orientation of the atomic dipoles. Here, this is one atom with the magnetic moment pointing in this direction. This is another atom with the magnetic moment points in the upward direction. And this is another atom with the magnetic moment pointing in this direction. And this is another atom with the magnetic moment in the downward direction. And when we consider these atoms or atomic dipoles, we can see that here the net magnetic moment will be, in this case, this and this will get cancels and these two will get cancels, and hence here there is a net magnetic moment because this atomic dipole and this atomic dipole, they are in the same direction. Both are pointing in the same direction and hence they have a net magnetic dipole moment. And the magnetic dipole moment will be very small. And such type of materials are called paramagnetic material. That is, the materials having a net magnetic dipole moment and having a net magnetic dipole moment. But the net magnetic dipole moment means it is very small. That is, the materials having a very small magnetic dipole moment is called paramagnetic materials. And we have studied the diamagnetic material. In the case of diamagnetic materials, the magnetic moment is zero. The net magnetic moment is zero because the magnetic moment in one direction, it gets cancels in the other. So the net magnetic moment will be zero in the case of diamagnetic material. Here, in the case of paramagnetic material, the magnetic moment in one direction is very strong and the magnetic moment in the other direction is weak. So there will be a net magnetic moment, but it is very small. And such type of materials are called a paramagnetic materials. And here we can see a picture of a paramagnetic materials. That is, here without the absence of the field, the magnetic moments are aligned randomly. That is, in the absence of a field, the magnetic moments are aligned randomly. And when a field is applied in a particular direction, suppose the field is applying in this direction. If I am applying a field in this direction, then these magnetic moments get aligned in the direction of the field. That is, if this is in the direction of, this will be in the direction and this is in this direction, it undergoes rotation like this. And if it is in this direction, then it undergoes a rotation like this. So under the influence of a field, this will orient in the direction of along the direction of the field. And we have studied that in the case of diamagnetic material, when we apply a magnetic field, it will orient opposite to the direction of the field, or the magnetic moment will be oriented opposite to the direction of the field in the case of diamagnetic materials. And we can see some of the properties of the paramagnetic materials. The first one is that if we consider a magnetic field, if we consider a external magnetic field, this field is, suppose it is a B, and if we apply a paramagnetic material into this one, so this is B is an external magnetic field. If I introduce a paramagnetic material into this field, then its magnetic moments will be aligned in such a way that it is parallel to this field. That is, this will aligned parallel to this field. So because of this alignment of magnetic moment, there is a magnetization takes place. And the magnetization takes place, or a magnetic field will be created internally. And this field can be represented as the B induce. And hence the net magnetic field will be, that is the B net will be this, the external field B plus this B induced. Both are in the same direction, B induced. That is, if the external field is, suppose it is 100 Tesla, this external field is 100 Tesla. If I introduce a paramagnetic material so that its magnetic field is some 20 Tesla, then the resultant will be 120 Tesla. But we remember, in the case of diamagnetic material, if I introduce a diamagnetic material into this magnetic field, it decreases the magnetic field, because if I introduce a diamagnetic material into this one, then the magnetic moment will be aligned in that direction, opposite direction, and the net field will be B minus B induced, and hence the resultant magnetic field decreases. That is, if I introduce a diamagnetic material so that it produces a 20 Tesla, then the external is 100 Tesla, then it will give 80 Tesla. That is for diamagnetic material. So when subjected to an external magnetic field, the paramagnetic material, it increases or it aligns in the direction of the magnetic field. And hence in the case of paramagnetic material, the magnetic vectors B and the magnetic vectors M, that is the magnetization vector, because of the alignment of dipoles along the direction of the field, the magnetization takes place, and the magnetization vector M and B are in the same direction, and hence it has a magnetic susceptibility value positive for paramagnetic materials, but it is negative for diamagnetic material. And in the case of paramagnetic material, when it is subjected to an external magnetic field, it always aligns in the direction of the field. And for the other properties, we assume that considering a magnetic field, and if I place a paramagnetic material, is a rod, so I suspend it freely, then this rod which is suspended freely, it undergoes a rotation, or it experiences a torque, and it align the direction of the field. That is, if the material is paramagnetic, then this aligns the direction of this field, and this is the properties of a paramagnetic material. That is, paramagnetic material are materials having a very small net magnetic dipole moment, and in these materials the B and the magnetization vector M are in the same direction, and hence the magnetic susceptibility chi M is positive. And in the case of when subjected to an external magnetic field, the paramagnetic materials, it always increases the magnetic field. And these are the properties of the paramagnetic materials. And when we consider the extreme case of a paramagnetism, means if you consider the atomic dipoles, consider a large number of atomic dipoles such that they are oriented in this direction. That is, then each atomic dipoles will be oriented parallelly. And consider this case. And this parallel orientation of these atomic dipoles, which gives a net magnetization. And this net magnetization will be greater than that in the case of paramagnetic material, where it has a very small net magnetic moment. Here in this case, when these atomic dipoles, a large number of atomic dipoles oriented parallelly, so that there will be a net magnetic moment. That is, though each of these atomic dipole has a very small magnetic dipole moment, when it aligned parallelly, it has a significant magnetic dipole moment. And such materials. And these materials, that is these atomic dipoles which are oriented parallelly in a particular space, it forms a group, and this group is called domains. And it takes place in the case of ferromagnetic material, because when we consider the extreme case of a paramagnetism, that is here the atomic dipoles, we are consider this in the case of paramagnetic material, and the net magnetic dipole moment is very small. But if we consider a large number of atomic dipoles which has a large net magnetization, then it forms, this atomic dipole forms a group, and it is called a domain. And here it is called a magnetic domain, and this magnetic domain is the concept of ferromagnetism. And these magnetic dipole, actually this act as a magnet with a north pole and a south pole. And here in the figure we can see the different domains, and here in each compartment the domains are arranged, because a ferromagnetic material has a number of domains. So each domains contains number of atoms, that is the atoms in each domains has 10⁻17 to 10⁻21 number of atoms, and these domains has a dimension of 10⁻⁻8 to 10⁻⁻12 meter cube. And these domains, it forms a simple magnet, and these domains always forms a closed loop. It always forms closed one, because suppose this is a domain. This is a domain, that is this is a north pole, it is a south pole. When it combines to another domain, it is a south pole, it is a north pole. Then it is again it's a south pole, it's a north pole, and it comes like this way, that is it's a north pole. Then it forms always a closed one. And this domain theory is the concept of ferromagnetic properties. And this domain means it's a microscopic region in which the atomic dipoles are oriented parallelly and or aligned in a particular directions. And this is one of the domain. It is aligned in a particular direction, all the magnetic dipoles. This is one other domain. Here it is aligned in a particular direction. Here also this is another domain. Here the atoms are arranged in a particular fashion. And when we consider the case of a domain, simply it forms a closed loop, and this is simply a domain. Here this is the alignment of magnetic dipoles, that is it forms a closed loop, and this is a north pole, this is south pole, this is south pole, this is north pole, and this is south pole, this is north pole, and this is south, this is north, and this is a closed one. And in the absence of the field, this forms a closed one. And if I apply a magnetic field, this is the absence of magnetic field, it forms. These domains forms a closed loop. That is, this is in this direction, here the domains are arranged, in this direction the domains are arranged in this direction, here direction, this direction. That is, it forms a closed loop. The north-south, north-south and north-south, north-south direction. That is, each of these one is considered as a separate magnet. And if I apply a magnetic field in such a way that if I apply magnetic field in that direction, and if the magnetic field is very weak, if I apply a weak magnetic field, then what happens is that, and it forms like this. That is, in this region the domains grow, and from this region it grow to the boundary, because at the boundary a small magnetic dipoles or magnetization takes place, magnetic dipoles will be induced. So this magnetic field in the other direction domains enlargement of these domains takes place. This forms. Then ബാക്കിയുള്ള regions എല്ലാം ചെറുതാവുന്നു. Other regions will get smaller. That is, if I apply a weak magnetic field, in the domains, then magnetic field ഏത് ഡയറക്ഷനിലാണോ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആ ഡയറക്ഷനിലുള്ള ഡൊമൈൻസ് എൻലാർജ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഗ്രോ ചെയ്യുന്നു ബൗണ്ടറി. അതായത് ഈ ബൗണ്ടറിയിൽ മാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഡയപോൾസ് ഇൻഡ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആയപ്പെടുന്നു, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഈ റീജിയൻ ഗ്രോ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഏത് ഡയറക്ഷനിലാണോ മാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഫീൽഡ് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആ റീജിയനിലുള്ള ഡൊമെയിൻസ് മാത്രം, ആ റീജിയനിലുള്ള ഡയപോൾസ് മാത്രം. ദെൻ ബാക്കിയുള്ള റീജിയൻസ് ചെറുതാവുന്നു, ബിക്കംസ് സ്മോളർ. ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഈസ് for the when we apply a weak magnetic field, that is it is called the growing of the region takes place, domains. And if the applied magnetic field is stronger, it increases if it becomes stronger. When we apply the magnetic field which is very stronger, then the domains are arranged in such a way that all the domains will be aligned parallel to this field. That is, this is the strong magnetic field. Strong magnetic field. That is, if you apply the magnetic field which is very strong, then all the domains in the compartment, it becomes aligned parallel to the field. This all pointing in the direction of the field. And finally, and this limit, that is, the magnetic field becomes aligned at a particular, parallel to the field at a particular magnetic field, and the corresponding magnetic moment is called a saturation moment. So the domain theory is the basic concept of ferromagnetic material. So domain means it is a very small microscopic regions, and in which the dipoles are aligned particular directions or oriented in a particular directions in that region. And in the absence of this external magnetic field, and these domains forms a closed loop, that is, they are oriented in such a way that it produces a net magnetization 0. And when a weak magnetic field is applied, it aligned in such a way that ഏത് ഡയറക്ഷനിലാണ് മാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഫീൽഡ് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ആ ഡയറക്ഷനിലുള്ള ഡൊമൈൻസിൻ്റെ ബൗണ്ടറി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡൊമൈൻസ് ഗ്രോ ചെയ്യുന്നു അറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് ഡയറക്ഷൻ. ബാക്കിയുള്ള ഡൊമൈൻസ് ബിക്കം സ്മോളർ. ആൻഡ് വെൻ ദ അപ്ലൈഡ് മാഗ്നറ്റിക് ഫീൽഡ് ഈസ് വെരി സ്ട്രോങ്, then all the domains will aligned or orient parallel to the applied magnetic field. And this, when the magnetic field is very strong, then it becomes the maximum, then the corresponding magnetic moments, it is called the saturation moment. And these are the concept of ferromagnetic material. And here one important term is called Curie temperature. And Curie temperature means if I increase the temperature of the ferromagnetic materials, then what happens is these domains, that is, which are oriented in a particular direction. If I apply magnetic field in this direction, the domains will be this direction aligned, all the domains. Then these domains, it gets disturbed. So if I increase the applied temperature, that is, if I increase the temperature of a ferromagnetic materials, then the domain structure becomes disturbed, totally disturbed, and this domains totally disturbed, and it becomes free. And when it becomes free, it forms a paramagnetic materials. When this domain structure is lost, it becomes a paramagnetic material. Okay, so when this domain structure is lost, it becomes ferromagnetic to paramagnetic material, and this temperature above which the material becomes paramagnetic is called Curie temperature. That is, Curie temperature is the temperature at which a ferromagnetic material becomes paramagnetic is called a Curie temperature. And these are all about the domain theory of ferromagnetic materials.